defense, which, you know, you can give some credit to Ints for that, but also you've got to say, if Cypher's meant to live up to expectation, he's got to be dominating right now, and he's not been.
Yeah. And the thing for Cypher is, and I know I honestly, I say this until I'm out of breath every time we cast together, is that Cypher, after Italy, the Italian Open tournament we had back in November of last year, he was very disappointed with his result. You know, he was on Twitter saying, I'm very sorry to all the fans out there. You know, I've let you down, and I know I can do better, and I will do better. He finally got a breakthrough victory when it came to the Media Mark LAN #2, where he beat Cooler, actually from like different cities, funny enough, but in the same LAN. This is a player who has such a great track record behind him, but when it's come to Quake Champions, he hasn't kind of lived up to that name of Cypher.
You know, it's true. He's still not hit his peak. DreamHack Winter 2017 is probably the result he will be happiest with, given the grandiose scale of that event. But yeah, of course, Media Market and some of the online stuff, he's been doing incredibly well. He is nowhere near his final form yet.
And Florida, we got picks now coming in here for both these two players. I'm actually curious to see, because we know how good Cypher is, but I feel like av3k can be like the one that's a semi-wild card in this matchup, because we've seen him do really well when it's come to like pass beat invitational tournaments. Do you think he has what it takes here to take on his teammate and beat him?
I mean, to quote a great player, Death, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Sorry, you said great player?
Yeah. How dare you?
I hope he's watching.
How dare he might be.
He'll be watching. He's watching.
But yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Ranger.
This is a slash.
BG.
He's deciding on the slash
you
right
think
now.
So?
I think so. He's
Ooh,
not going
swing and
for
a
it.
miss, Doom guy.
Yeah, that prediction game, Zoot, not strong.
Sorry, what happened to Rafa?
I said top 8. He's not out just yet. All right,
Gonna have to take a lap around the track for that one. Doom guys on both sides. This will be interesting.
Okay, and we also have a switch up with Galena and BJ as well, so both not running mirror matches between the two. Look at the compositions. I'm going to put you on the spot first, Zoot, and then give you a second to think 40. Look at the matches we have in this first map and the picks. How do you think it's going to go?
I was slightly surprised by the Doomslayers. Can I sit on the fence? That's really easy to do right now.
All right, he's being a wuss.
Yep.
Let's go to a real man with a proper beard. It can grow 140.
I'm going to go with av3k.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like this guy.
Well,
he's got balls right now. This is good.
Somebody had to step up.
This is good.
All right.
All right. I'll sit on your fence.
That's
okay. All right.
You're more than welcome.
All right, well, calm down. Spud Hunter might get a little upset about that one.
That's true. That's true. You got to clear it with him and his people first.
All right, well, you two, take us away here in our journey of Cypher versus av3k. It's going to be a good one.
Well, thank you very much, Jason. Here we begin on to Blood Covenant as we get into game. We are on Cypher's perspective at the moment. He's going to get the Doomslayer out first, and it's a Doom early matchup, and not a champion that's typically been all over the meta, but I'm interested to see him here on Blood Covenant 40.
Yeah, I like the way Cypher kind of delayed Mega. That's going to open him up to attack this heavy as he pleases. And yeah, the Doom on Doom action is going to be great. A lot of rocket fighting, a lot of double jumping, dodging the rockets. I'm very interested to see how this first fight goes.
We get a little bit of damage already from av3k. That might already make Cypher scared to stare too much at the heavy. But av3k, he's kind of falling back. Very passive, touch and go kind of start to this 40. I gotta say 40. I'm really excited to cast it.
40,
Zoot.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing it right now.
Living the dream.
It's happening.
A little bit of rocket damage here. av3k backs away. Keeping the high ground, though, that's very important here.
Yeah, Cypher still hasn't managed to get the railgun, so until he gets that, I think he's not going to feel totally safe. Got to keep that sort of machine gun damage going. Finally gets the railgun, not punished for it. av3k's going to take a quick glimpse at him, but it's been a stunning rocket from Cypher.
Yeah, great defensive rocket to keep av3k out here as he does make his way over to the heavy. Missed rail. Could get punished for it. av3k taking his time, really lining up the shot, and still misses there as Cypher will get the heavy little bit of tri-bolt damage, and av3k decides to back away.
I think you'd often expect the heavy machine gun to be pulled out there, but he doesn't have it picked up. He's got pretty much all weapons except that. Cypher pushing one of the lightning gun. av3k, there's some armor beside him. He's still railable. There's a little bit of healing, but the pressure is mounting from his teammate. Are we going to get first blood in a second? Ooh. It creeps around the corner.
Barely missed that opportunity for a rail there.
Cypher invested a little bit of health into rocket jumping around, so stacks aren't actually that different to one another. Now that the heavy's changed, we can restart that sentence, but nonetheless.
I like av3k using this blood pool, kind of going silent, just getting this health, be like, this is all mine. Let me stack back up while I can.
Had a bit of a drop down. Cypher moved over to the pillar area. And again, it's incredibly quiet. I said at the beginning that there'd be fireworks in this. I think we're waiting for them to explode. The fuse has just been lit.
av3k will just make his way over to the heavy. See Cypher coming from the rail side here, jump over to bridge, and the tri-bolt back out again. Switches to the LG. Wow, what an LG battle. Cypher will take it over Avik over there.
I mean, no tri-bolt damage at all from Avik, and he was late to get the switch on the LG. Cypher being very aggressive all of a sudden. We can see him on camera now too, so he'll be a little bit delighted with that, but it's got to be careful pushing up a bounce pad. The fear of the orb, the knowledge that Avik has got a good starting stack, and he hits the rail before the Mega. Avik still has things to work with, but this is brilliant damage from Cypher.
Yeah, great rails there. Turns his back on Avik a little bit, and he pays the price, almost with his life. Oof. And he will. Avik will finish it off with a heavy machine gun there.
All right, we're keeping it nice and close for the time being. He's going to find another weapon. There's a rocket down on the floor. He can't pick up the rail straight away.
And now he doesn't have Dire Orb out either, but Avik can't be too aggressive as he doesn't have a Dire Orb of his own. The rocket to rail combo is good, but not good enough. Can he finish it off? I'd like to see a switch to machine gun.
Yeah, he's got plenty of bullets for that. He can't quite find an angle anymore, and the knowledge that he doesn't have to face the rail just yet helps. And wow, it's just
nice tri-bolt.
Cypher repositions himself just so he can hit a little bit more tri-bolt damage. The heavy's up, he's going to go in for it. Lightning gun, Cypher tries to orb away from this, and again the tri-bolt is inflicting fear onto Avik.
Wow, that rocket.
Survival is really touch and go again for both of the players.
Wow, Cypher just dropping out on that shaft right now. Avik going up for the Mega. Will he get it? And he will.
Okay.
The LG tickle on the way up. Wow, but now he's got to be careful. Cypher spawns on that BJ.
Here comes the dual wheel, but the LG damage is so good. 19 health left. He's again healing up from the blood pool. Both of the players crippled. There's the heavy machine gun coming out, and he's going to get the frag in time. Avik is going to take the first round. You put a curse on Cypher with your prediction?
I don't know about that. It's just beard power. I like the way that Avik kind of saw the BJ spawn and went straight to LG and was like, I'm going to deny this because, you know, spawning on a BJ, you want the shaft as quick as you can so you can try and melt your opponent.
Yeah, for sure. There was a little bit of a standoff for a moment then too because that dual-wield shotgun came out.
Yep.
So you've always got to respect. Always got to respect. But we get back over to Doom versus Doom. We get much of a delay on the items. A bit more of a delay for the heavy side on this occasion. Similar map side start as Avik with the early DPS, but Cypher picks up the railgun. There was a cost for it though.
Cypher just kind of waiting up this heavy as Avik's down by LG, playing silently again, not giving away his position.
Face over the edge. Oh, that rocket was going to hit him square on.
I thought it was, but instead he eats a rail. He's going up the mega jump pad here. Nice little double jump to get past that rail.
Oh, nice Cypher.
Still eats one.
And with that damage inflicted, he's got that heavy to fall back on. Avik, I think he's going to have a read on this. He's going to understand where control is at in the map for the time being. Heavy's his, so although Heavy's been taken, he's not really fearful at all. He's waiting for an equal fight. If he can get the early damage now, he'll be confident.
Here's the jump pad in. Gets stuck on the jump pad, and Cypher will absolutely get melted.
Oh no, you go up the bounce pad, you do the double jump a little early, and you're like, oh, I'm taking this trip again.
The trampoline of death.
That is a bad start to the round for Cypher. Small rail angle for just a fraction of a second. I'm not expecting it for the moment. Again, the heavy to fall back on. I think he just heard sound cues.
Yeah, he's just tracking him through the lower path here towards shotgun. Not making any noise again, just waiting to set the trap.
Oh, poor rail. With rocket jump on, he's going to try and catch him over at Mega Health. He messes up his movement a little bit, but he's gone back up the bounce pad. There's the rail after the Mega Health is taken. Can't get another. That's a brilliant retaliatory rail from Cypher.
Cypher's rails are insane right now.
Where the hell did that last one come from? That was mad from Cypher. We'll get back with him. He still hasn't popped the dual wield. There it is. Orb comes out. Avik's on a couple of points of health. He's trying desperately to escape. Dual wield is out.
Cypher's going to try and chase. He misses the rail here. And good work from Avik to get away.
He might be able to heal up a little bit. I don't think the Mega's quite going to be in reach, but he's managed to survive. The champion score is the same. He's made his way over to Catwalk and got a light armor. All of a sudden, he was on the brink of defeat in this round almost. There might still be hope, but that rail...
Yeah, crippling him again, and he's going to get caught out by this small armor here. Orb comes out, but not good enough. Cypher will be able to melt him with that LG.
There was a round in which that orb hit him directly.
Yeah, in a parallel universe, he did get the shove.
Well, one champion left for Avik. Cypher with a chance to equalize the round scores. He's going to push in on this dual wield.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do you do against that? There's not much you could do.
Well, he didn't have many positions to go to anymore. He tried to drop down a little bit, but that initial damage from Cypher was way too much. av3k being out in the open, knowing that the dual wield was something that he could go against, he'll have to watch out for that one next time. Wonder if we're going to get a Doom versus Doom start again. We are. I don't need to go on for long at all to discover that one. And Cypher picks up the heavy armor very quickly. They get swapped on the other sides now. I think Cypher started Mega side for the round 1 and 2. And now he gets heavy to begin with. So theoretically, the rail should be his for a much cheaper cost. Oh my god, 100 damage. And another meaty rocket. av3k's got nothing to work with. But he's tried his best to keep Cypher at bay.
Yes, still needs to stack back up as best he can, but Cypher's on the hunt right now, knowing he's low. Cypher's not that healthy himself, needs to be careful here. A little bit of machine gun damage. Make it a lot of machine gun damage.
Oh wow.
Switches from the tribal to the LG, and he turns that around quickly. That was incredible.
Cypher was looking in such a commanding position for a while, and also that chip damage just kept chipping away. Now av3k again with an advantage. He's going with the heavy machine gun, fairly close range. Cypher with the Blaskovitz will edge out there. That heavy, long gone. But still dreaming of the railgun at some point. So important on a map as open as this.
Waiting on this Mega here's av3k, and you got to be careful eating all this machine gun damage here as he takes out his own and starts firing back, but we'll have Mega to his back and push the Cypher off eventually.
He's actually got plenty to fall back on. That heavy machine gun damage is hurting a lot, and it looked like av3k was having a tough time connecting all of the shots, but it's kind of fallen into place despite all of that. Rail missed, but it doesn't cost anything as Cypher doesn't get any damage return. Here comes the dual wield. He sticks around with that. How did av3k...
How is Cypher alive?
How's av3k alive as well? It looked like Cypher's going to hit more.
I think av3k just had the pin on him immediately.
Oh.
Speaking of pin, Cypher's going to go ahead and pin him with the LG again on round 2. And wow, that's fight over rockets was still incredible though.
The fight over rockets, I think that was the big part for me. But then av3k dropping the ball by heavy. I mean, he dropped down onto the lightning gun. Cypher already having an angle. I don't like that play from av3k. However, Cypher gets a good early rocket. av3k sticking around again. And it's just not worth it for him. He's lost 2 champions. I really don't think he should have.
Yeah. He just wants to go for these shaft battles now, and I don't know if it's a matter of pride or what, but he's getting close. Each time very, very low on Cypher, but Cypher just pulls him out. Wow. Last kill there. 2-1 for Cypher.
Yeah, that dual-wield heavy machine gun, man. That's some hurt that it's delivering.
That is brutal.
You can see that even with the heavy armor, he tries to get the totem up to get some extra health in. Cypher shaking off anything that may have happened earlier in the round. We're going to get him again on the heavy side of the map. Moving over, trying to get some understanding of what av3k's trying to do. Backs up to the rail.
On the LG from av3k. Pushing Cypher off there for a second. Great rail from Cypher.
Again, got to keep those stacks balanced between the two of them.
He just wants to end this. Cypher wants to make me look stupid.
av3k, sorry, Cypher, no. I was right the first time for you. He only just picked up the mega health.
Yeah, so super delay.
Yeah, really, really big delay on that item. He's going to see exactly what Cypher's doing with the heavy. I wonder if Cypher's going to clock onto this long, long delay. av3k fading away a little bit. There's a small chase. av3k misses his shot. I think he tries to find the light armor, which isn't there for him.
Cypher jumping across now. He's not going to get the angle on this mega, so it will go to av3k. Heavy's up in 9, so he does have the position on that, just spamming some rockets, trying to figure out where av3k is. And again, av3k not afraid to go a little bit silent here and not give away anything to Cypher in terms of sound cues.
If Cypher doesn't know a thing, he's right below him. He's going to spot him and maybe
he
a little
drops
late.
right onto him.
Oh god, that lightning gun was 100%. He probably could have gone berserk and, you know, finished him off with a punch, but he's like, you know what? Let's just do it like this now. Find him right at the top. This is the miss time from Cypher. The whole play at the beginning of this round from av3k to delay that mega health. That's also what allowed him to secure this second frag so convincingly.
Absolutely comes back to haunt him there. And again, his ability to just remain silent and not give away anything got that first frag and really opened it up.
Yep, that lack of knowledge from Cypher, painful. But still, Ranger can be a threat. We're still in the early stages of this round with less than 2 minutes of play. And with this delays on the items, it's like, oh, I've got nothing I can pick up now. Hoping for the light. Doesn't want to give off a sound cue straight away, but it's got a feeling. Someone's tracking him through the wall indirectly.
Av3k goes up and grabs the Mega, and wow, great rail as he pops out through the teleporter now. A little bit of tribal spam to keep him off of Rocket. Cypher not going that way, and Av3k.
Wow.
Whoa.
Hello.
Just a warning shot. They'll come on to you, sir.
I know where you are now. Well, av3k's taken both of the last major items. He should be able to put some pressure, go through the teleporter in a moment. He knows where he is, lands the rail, one more as well to secure this round, tie it up. He's just going with a heavy machine gun, very safe weapon to use. Brilliant play from av3k this round.
That delay, again,
Yeah.
causing issues for Cypher. Catches him out. Cypher wasn't even looking, opening rail, and then finishes it off with the machine gun. Well done to av3k.
I mean, just starving Cypher of information. Just of like half the major items, and also just himself. That trap over towards bridge to get that frag onto Doom. I mean, that was awesome stuff from av3k.
Literally jumping into his arms. It was fantastic.
Yeah. He'll take that any day.
Who can take the entire map as we go into round 5 here?
Okay, well, we are on board with av3k yet again. He's got that rail early. They've switched back to their initial start from round 1. Now, look, rendezvous down a lightning gun. There's going to be av3k and Cypher actually taking it easy at this decisive round. No one wants to overcommit in a bad position without some good entry damage. That rocket from Cypher, really, really good. However, av3k's immediately able to heal up.
Might get caught up by the shotgun here. A little bit of damage initially, but av3k will go up the jump pad relatively unscathed. Stacks are about equal though. Might get caught out here. Cypher needs to be very careful in this position here.
Oh, small tickle.
Just a little tickle, just a little just to let him know that he's there, but av3k with a massive stack now, and he should be on the hunt as Cypher hiding by the pillars, trying to restack as best he can.
I mean, we could get av3k onto double major items again, which is going to be really, really dangerous to Cypher, especially how on the ball av3k seems with just, you know, not giving away angles. Every time he's got an angle on Cypher, it's a chip of LG, a chip of heavy machine gun, a rail if he can have the right weapon out in time.
Just the constant damage output here as av3k needs to be careful now and actually concedes that Mega, but the rocket's pretty good. 55 damage on that. A little bit of tribal response from Cypher, but nothing to worry about on av3k's end.
Oh, clean angle. It's like you've got double jumping right into that. He's going for the punch? Did he mean that?
He wants the bar fight right now.
Well, he gets one shot on him. He's quite weak. He's going to get the rail back in a second. And Cypher can't get out of there.
What a shot.
What was that? Was he playing mind tricks with everybody?
Yeah, is that a little bit of disrespect popping the fists early? I don't know.
It's like, hey, I'm the A player in this team. Get out of here. We're going to get another upset today. I think everyone's feeling Cypher at the top, but we don't know if that's going to happen. More LG from av3k. That's one more kill. A frag away from taking the first map. And Cypher's map pick on top of that, 40.
Yeah. Froth. We're gonna have words later. How dare you? But big shouts to Froth the Omen.
What's the point? I had you. I had you down.
Cypher will get a little bit of chip damage and move his way back on over to Mega, but the rocket jump aggressively from av3k as he uses the orb to keep him away. And he's like, I need this Mega, but he can't commit to it. av3k making sure, he's like, that's my Mega, don't you touch that Mega.
Yeah, get out of my Mega. He's got plenty of time to get over to heavy, so
Cypher will get over on the rail though.
No return rail, but there's a light armor to take. He's still feeling pretty good. av3k doesn't need to commit to a fight because he's obviously got such an advantage, but don't play too passive. Don't let Cypher start building up confidence in this round. All the perfect weapon switch from him, and there's the kill. Cypher's able to capitalize in that situation.
Yeah, well done by Cypher. Not giving up, not going out without a fight, okay?
Completely.
2 minutes left. Cypher still needs to be very careful here. Might get caught out. A little bit of LG damage, but he will have the Mega to his back. So a bit fortunate there, but av3k's stack is not that good. And here comes the aggressive orb in with the rockets. Hanging on by a thread, but he will tie that up as we have Ranger on Ranger action now.
We've got the heavy up, so Cypher's going to be able to stack up right now. It looked like it was map locked down from av3k, but immediately we get things so close in the first map between these two players. I have got my doubts about whether or not av3k should have picked Galena second, but it doesn't matter. This is crunch time for both players. Mega health is up. av3k's dodging some of these rails, but he can feel the pressure, he can feel the crosshair near him. He's taking the Mega health, dodges the rocket, and gets out of there.
Well done from av3k. He didn't really put out the damage that he needed to, but he didn't take any return damage. And this tri-bolt, though, keeping Cypher away, and he'll get a free heavy. So well done to av3k. And this could come down to a tale of two dire orbs.
Well, at the moment, it would be upsetting for Avik given all of the control that he's established lately. So as long as he keeps himself on his toes, really keep that. I know you can use the orb for mobility, securing some items and so on, but you want to get that extra burst DPS. You want to be able to nullify your opponent. Cypher's just used his, so that option is gone for him. He's done not too bad damage versus Avik, but Avik should be able to be the one who gets the heavy armor. Maybe preemptive orb up. He's not going for it.
LG though.
Oh,
Rail.
Whoa.
Oh, but the returned rocket from Avik is fantastic, and Cypher's absolutely crippled. Oh my gosh.
That would be
Players, yeah, both players now near death. Cypher needs to be careful. Just throwing that dire orb out, just a flare in the wind, an SOS, if you will.
I was scared for Avik over at the heavy armor because his tribal plays from that position have not been so good this game. It's cost him frags earlier on, but he managed to escape with that insane misdirection of the orb, the rocket as well, to sort of paralyze Cypher momentarily. Oh, that's equalizing the stacks.
Yeah, that was a crucial shot. Ooh, and the Tribolt's definitely going to help too, and he'll have Mega. Throw out the Dire Orb a bit prematurely, but just keeping that distance, keeping the spacing from Avik, saying, hey, this is my territory, I don't want you anywhere near here.
And the heavy's going to be Cypher's too. I don't think Avik wants anything to do with it. He might try and fire off a rail, but that would be the most of it. I don't think he even did that. I think he just got the information and left. He's on about 100, 100. He's found him. Orb's just come back up online for Cypher. He's going to use it again. Avik's used it equally. Well, there's not bad damage at all from Cypher, but he backs out of that. He probably could have committed if he realized how much damage he'd done. And Mega actually never got taken at that point. It's now up. Did Avik just kind of punk him?
Maybe.
Stopwatch.
Is Avik still delaying this?
It's a long delay, actually. This again could be reminiscent of, was it the previous round? Has he gone for it? It's there now? What?
Oh no.
What the hell? Oh my god.
The damage from the Dire Orb in the rail as the chase with the LG will come out, and Avik needs to get away.
Oh.
Can't run away, he'll find him. The Dire Orb comes out defensively, but Avik trying to make his way through the stairwell, and Cypher will take the last frag in overtime, 3-2, and map 1 goes to him.
Oh my god. I feel like, I don't know if Avik was trying to be a little bit too smart there for his own good, but that Mega was up for such a long time. Maybe he thought he'd picked it up already or something along those lines. That was a big, big shock.
Yeah.
And this evasive action that we have over here from Avik, I mean, he tried his best at the end, but by the skin of his teeth, Cypher is going to take his map pick before we go into Corrupted Keep.
That was absolutely incredible. Again, like you said, I don't know if the Mega delay was on purpose to that extent. Maybe he missed it at first, but even after that, he probably saw it, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to delay it more. By that time, Cypher had already come around. The Dire Orb rail combo did the initial damage, and then the LG to machine gun tickle.
Yeah.
I mean, not much you can do to get away from that.
If Avik had picked up that Mega 5 seconds before Cypher went back over there, I mean, that would have been amazing. I think that could be a game-winning play from Avik, but the tide's turned. We can check out our accuracies and so on there, and item control too. Look at the amount of Megas that Avik got compared to Cypher. Got double them.
Yeah, absolutely incredible on the Mega. 40% LG, nothing too crazy. I mean, it's not too serious, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
it's not quite there.
Definitely not bad from Avik.
I thought the tribal damage, actually the amount of tribal that came out from, I think particularly Cypher, you maybe expect a little bit more damage from that, but it's kind of good at chipping away and forcing a player to, like, you know, respect a little bit.
Yeah.
Either way, both the players, 2,000 to 2,500 damage between, on the lightning gun alone. Like, that's a lot. A lot of the fights came down to that weapon.
Yeah, in terms of the Tribolt accuracy, I think you just spam that out when you can, and if the percentage skyrockets, that's great, but I think it's mostly just used to pepper wherever you can.
Pepper, a little bit of zone
stick salad.
control. Yeah, exactly. We have got the champions coming here. I do see a Death Knife very quickly at a glance. I think I caught whiff of a keel right at the end over there.
Well, that makes me very happy because I love pineapples, so we'll see what can happen. We'll see if Avik can pull this around, turn it around, and make it 1-1, but I don't know. I'm going to stick with Avik because I'm a ride or die kind of guy. So we'll see. We'll see if he could turn it around on Corrupted Keep against Cypher.
I feel there was some very strange plays that were going on Blood Covenant. It seemed like he had very good intuition of exactly what's going on, as you'd expect of a player like Avik, but then suddenly a little overcommitment here and there, maybe a little bit of hesitation. In a map here like Corrupted Keep, where the pace is, you'd expect it really to skyrocket a bit more. Obviously the railgun is gone. Let's get into game, guys, and find out how this is going to pan out. av3k and Cypher in map 2. av3k needs to win this if he wants to hang around in the winner bracket. Otherwise, Cypher can rest easy and be a day 2 contender.
av3k won't let that happen, I believe, as he gets the Mega LG and Rockets. This map is a little bit smaller than Blood Covenant, so I don't know if av3k's ability to play very quiet will come into play at all, but we saw how on the first map that led to 2 or 3 frags for av3k, so let's see if we can see if that traps out Cypher.
Yeah, and this is Cypher that's got the keel, by the way. Actually,
it's ruined everything.
Similarities we've got here is the Ranger, BJ keel for Cypher. We've got Galena, Death Knight for av3k. Oh my god!
What a shove right off the bat.
Where did that even come from? What the hell, av3k? His stack is still looking good, so as long as he can avoid these pineapples a bit, things can still be pleasant for him. And health just disintegrating from av3k. He's going to have the heavy right behind him, so it's kind of calculated to an extent. Maybe an aggressive play from Cypher? No, he doesn't want to overcommit. He finds a light armor, and av3k again wants to get that LG all over him. Here come the grenades. Orb just at the end. Cypher's got a monstrous stack though after this.
Yeah, av3k licking his wounds now, needs to be very careful not to get caught out. Cypher finds him over in the banana area and takes him down.
And we can actually get a bit of kill on the screen now.
Just a little bit of pineapples. I mean, it's not the av3k that I thought had it, but that's fine. I just like pineapples, man.
Yeah,
what can I say?
Exactly.
Especially on pizza.
What?
Yeah, I just
So
broke the internet.
Even.
I just broke the internet, which is fine.
Chat's just declared war against you now.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm hoping to see a little bit of the sort of grenade rocket combo for the true pineapple display. But again, tentative against one another.
A little bit of tri-bolt spam from Cypher here as he won't connect with a lot, spamming up towards that upper T area, waiting on this heavy. Can he catch out this Galena here? And poor positioning here from av3k, needs to be very careful, and he's going to get hit with a little bit of tri-bolt, switches over to machine gun. Wow.
Great, just little bits of trickle damage from av3k. However, maybe a small overcommitment there. The machine gun, he gets a couple of health bubbles, but again, lightning gun on that larger hitbox. There's definitely room for av3k to profit on this.
Cypher's just going to push in with the pineapples and the LG here. Needs to be careful, deletes the totem, and will grab the heavy as a reward. And he will fall straight onto av3k as well and get the Mega, so full map control for Cypher now.
Here's the DK though. The DK is out.
That's true.
Oh my god, okay, Fireball straight away. Actually gets rid of a fair chunk of Cypher stack. However, we've got no items up for a fair bit of time. The weapons, rockets, lightning gun should be in the hands of av3k for the moment, so he's got to look for a situation for the next minute or so to just get stuck in.
Yeah, Cypher can play a little bit aggressive here as he knows the Flame Strike is down, and it looks like the fight over heavy is going to occur, and the LG is good, but not enough. Cypher needs to be a little bit careful here, but the rocket damage might be able to do it here.
LG'd into the Mega Health. av3k, he wants to go back into this. He's very low on health and will eventually fall. Only 17 HP left for Cypher, but Keelman, it did the business right there.
I like the friendship that he showed by pushing him into LG, saying, hey, we're teammates, and then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that. That was very kind from Cypher.
You can have the Mega, get some LG, and then I'll strip it away from you immediately after.
Yeah, I'll build you up to break you down. I like it.
Cypher there with the nail gun spawn. He could have rushed over towards the Mega Health straight away and fought for that lightning gun, but you want to respect against that Ranger a little bit. Don't lose your life too early. He's going to want that lightning gun. Tri-bolt's connecting a little bit. Dribbles here and there.
Yeah, so just annoying damage at that point. 15s everywhere. Cypher will pull out the heavy machine gun, try and get some more chip damage. Won't connect with any of it, unfortunately.
That's a good position for av3k, actually. Cypher really sacrificing a lot in order to get himself onto the lightning gun. And again, he's going for the heavy machine gun. He's got the heavy behind him as soon as he wants to bother going to get it. And Cypher just over 100-100. We've got an even fight on our hands.
Really get caught out over here by Mega. 15 seconds, and the tri-bolt is decent, but I don't, ooh, that rocket, though.
That was a decent chunk, almost 60 damage that he did with that. Mega's going to be up in a moment. Cypher respecting a little bit more. Avek can drop down as and when he pleases. There it is, and here it is. Go through for the race for heavy armor.
Oh, but he's out of tri-bolt, and he's like, I have to back away, so he actually concedes the heavy as well.
Oh no, Cypher! Oh,
with the orb.
That's unnecessary, man. He was on like 50 health.
Not a full shove, so...
Just go for the shaft. At that point, you could have saved it a little bit. A little bit of tri-bolt right on the exit of the lightning gun. Gonna find him up on the top. It's a good position for Avik just there, but he's got the dual wield to respect. Mega health's not up for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't even matter at all. Avik's all over it.
Orb's out too, and he's gonna dual orb, but Cypher now blows his orb, and it looks like the LG will take him down over by the heavy. Just gets caught out off the spawn, a little unfortunate there.
Yeah, and I think he was expecting the heavy to be up a second or two later, so that there would be some proper evasion there, but it wasn't to be. Avik was all over on that timing. He's tied it up once again, and like Blood Covenant, we're keeping it pretty close here.
Yeah, I love it, I love it. Avik will get the rocket spawn, head on over to this Mega, but it will be sniped out from under him, so he will have to detour and go to the heavy. And look at this LG dual wheel comes out.
I love that.
Yeah, the orb comes out to kind of distract, and that might be enough to get Avik away. He's not clear out of danger yet, as Cypher smells him, just waiting, trying to pepper him with any kind of damage you can here. Holding that upper area, a little bit of tri-bolt, and Avik trying to get any way out of here that he can.
There we go. I love the orb that he used. It kills so much of the dual wheel time, which is so beneficial. He's just running
machine gun.
Come on, man.
He didn't want to fully commit to the rockets because he thought Cypher had the read on him, and then he just gets caught out with machine gun instead over at the elbow area, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there was no escaping that anymore. Oh, Mega was taken from Avik. He's doing a lot of LG damage considering his position. Oh my god, he managed to rip him apart in the end. There's no big item up for a while, and he's got Keel to deal with, which, as we've seen from Cypher already, has been a big threat on the map.
Yeah, very, very thick boy. Pineapples, rockets, and that's what you want to stay away from here. As Avik will back into it, actually, and say, you know what, maybe a rocket isn't so bad.
Yeah, again, he's going to these items that he shouldn't be there with just about 100 health. That Flame Strike's not going to hit anything, trying to make the nail gun work too. He's going to go in for more for seconds, but Cypher's ready for it. They were both such low HP, and Avik knew how weak he was. I don't know if there's maybe a different weapon he could have used, but what could have been?
Yeah, I don't, maybe I don't think he had shotgun, right? He's not using starter.
We'll have a look, actually. See if I can investigate.
Cypher will be the one to get the rocket spawn this time and miss out on the Mega.
He's got starting shotgun on Ranger, actually, so that could have been a possibility if he indeed transferred that over.
It's LG, though. Cypher will get pushed away towards this 50 armor shard, make his way back towards the LG.
And Avik still missing the rocket. Cypher guarding the position for the moment. Avik just drifting on past. Mega Health's going to be the next port of call.
And the dual wield comes out, but the orb beats dual wield.
You want to commit to the fight? You want to commit to the fight, Cypher?
Do you? Is that what you want?
Eat this. All the pineapples, they're coming in. Still a decent amount of health for Avik, though, and he's going to battle through all of the burst damage that was there.
And now full control goes to Avik. I like the way that he didn't go straight onto the Mega. That's where the pineapples were going, and instead just peppered him with LG and then got the Mega after the pineapples were gone. And Avik doing his best to try and catch out Cypher here, and it looks like he will.
It's been a really strong round for Avik at the moment. Love his counterplays to what Cypher's trying to be doing with the champions. Mega's going to be up in a moment. He's going to make sure that he doesn't take a fat rocket on the pickup. Oh my god, that orb.
Random Dire Orb. That could have been the one. Speaking of Dire Orb, Avik has his own. He'll push Cypher off of the heavy and get the frag and the round. 2-2. All these are going to be close, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're all going to hurt my heart.
It's got to be. With Avik and Cypher, I mean, the battle's in the mind already. The amount of time they've known each other for. What I'm finding weird from Cypher, though, is the way he's using his orbs. A lot of mobility based on. He's not got anything to defend himself with. When Avik genuinely does go for the push, it's like he's doing it in anticipation, but maybe just a little too early for him. But I don't want to take anything away from Avik, though, because that round 4 from him was quality.
Yeah, well done to Avik here. Let's see if he can pull out the whole map, though. One round separates Cypher from moving on, or Avik from forcing a third map. As he's waiting above this Mega. A little bit of plasma comes out, a little bit of machine gun from Avik's side, just trying to keep position on this Mega, and instead he's going to attack a little bit. And there's that Dire Orb play that you were talking about, the mobility. He grabbed the the heavy and went straight to the rockets.
This could end up hurting Cypher in a moment. Avic's got to be timing in the mind. Okay, when approximately will he get the orb back? I should do an attack before then. That's what I desperately want to see from Avic right now. He can't quite clock onto where Cypher's roaming. And that's probably going to let... Yeah, Cypher is going to have that tool on his belt yet again.
Just waiting out with that tribal. He's just, I wish you would push that archway. I wish you would.
Pretty pleased. Now he's doing it.
That's a cool thing to do.
And Cypher, they're just firing off.
Just firing off these fireworks. I don't want this dire orb. Get it out of here. But Cypher needs to be very careful now. He might get caught out here.
Oh, did he catch a foot? No, I think that was just us with our little X-ray edge just then.
Spam coming out. Avic avoiding it. Barely sees him. Tribal will not connect.
LG on LG. Cypher trying to back away towards the mega area. We're going to get a commitment from Avic. He's only got about 50 health. He's going to find him just below. There's sound cue. There's the orb right in. There's going to be used from Avic as well. He's surely got to win this fight, but he backs away with next to no health, and Cypher almost makes a miraculous return on that.
Yeah, well done from Cypher to live another day. Avic stacks back up very quickly and could catch Cypher out here.
Oh, the rockets!
What a rocket by Cypher!
Feels
that was fantastic.
It feels again like Avic dropped the ball. He just wasn't aware that Cypher was down there at that point. Cypher again using his orb for nothing in that instance. And
I think the issue is he's mistiming it. So if he had the timing more nailed down, it would actually be a fantastic play. But he throws it out, and then the armor doesn't show up, and he's like, well, there goes the dire orb.
You have a bit more of that map domination if you are really sort of tying it together properly. Good rocket from Cypher. There's a bit of nail gun there that trickles onto him. It's equal footing. But I think if they're both able to stack up contest control, I probably see Cypher winning this battle. So it's important for Avic to get that control going. He's got it with the heavy armor. That mega health is there. He's looking for a little miniature delay, which he does.
Just look at the stack on Avic right now. Cypher has to play defensively here. Missed out on both the items. Avic has fat stacks like a rapper, and he's going to push in. Eats a little bit of rocket damage. Make that a lot of rocket damage now. Cypher trying to make a way around to grab these 50s in the boneyard. And he could get trapped out here as Avic knows exactly where he is, and he's trying to push in for the kill. Cypher doing his best to pepper everywhere with Tribal and keep Avic out.
He does pretty well with that overall. However, it's Avic that's keeping position on the items. Now Cypher still doesn't have his ability back up. There's the LG. Is he going to be able to push this? Orb is back up, but he hasn't got enough time. So the champion score is tied up again. This is really reminiscent of last map now.
Yeah, such a close game here. Avic doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. And let's see if he could finish it out.
Oh, good prediction rocket. Every little counting for the moment, especially when you got BJ. He was going to let him pick up the lightning gun now. You keep him up here, but he's going to have so much damage. There's the dual wield, but he wants to commit to this one. Cypher, he's relegated to this part of the map. Avic, he picks up the mega health. If he just chases through a teleport, he surely close it out. Spins around, there's the 225. Cypher can't survive. He's only got Keel to go.
And a minute left as well, so pressure's on. Avic can just play very defensively. And if he just hits some good defensive rockets, he could try and keep him out. But it is a smaller map. And that pineapple, very close. A little bit of a tickle there. Get that out of my face. And Avic backs off to the mega, throws down the totem. Cypher trying to catch him out here, goes up to the LG.
Oh, this a little bit earlier, but for the mega health, he picks it up just in time. He's got 60 health to go. Cypher needs HP, but that lightning gun and the rocket.
That was well done by Avic. Cypher going for those obvious bubbles for health, and Avic said, hey, how about a rocket instead, and takes map number 2.
Whew. Man, it's going down to the wire with these players.
Hey, I'm happy. We got what I wanted, at least. We're going to Vale.
Yeah. So. Oh my God. I had not even reflected on that at that point. But Avic, you got to say super strong plays. I know a lot of people are scared to push into a Blazkowicz when he's using dual wield. But the fact that Avic had the mega control, the heavy control, he had all the ammunition he needed, and that trust in the aim, the confidence is also an important factor. Having that enabled him to really stretch a lead.
Yeah, having the stack and not being afraid to take a shaft battle against a dual wielding BJ is a big deal. So good job on Avic's part to be able to handle that.
Well, going into Vale, are you sticking by your guns on Avic?
Of course.
Yeah?
He's turning it around. Map 1 was super close. He took map 2. I think he could pull this out.
You got to say though, on Blood Covenant, he had that 2-champion advantage on the tiebreaker round.
He did kind of throw a little bit, but we don't
Yeah.
talk about that, all right? That's in the past. Mental reset and just go into map number 3 off a win.
Hey, you can't hear that right now. You know, I'm on your side. I think av3k is going to edge it. But again, Cypher's been such a heavily anticipated player in this tournament. All the big names are here at PGL. And I think there isn't a player out there who hasn't got Cypher in, say, their top 8, which is what we'd get on day 3. We're nowhere near that stage just yet. We're still exploring who's going to make it to day 2, which is already being crazy turbulent.
Yeah, a day of crazy upsets that people didn't expect. And
Yeah.
this could be another one.
No, absolutely. But I like it. The fact that av3k is a little bit under the radar, and you show your face at night and say, hey, this is what I can do. Remember who I am.
Yeah, how dare you forget who I am? How dare you?
Well,
As we go into the map, or champ picks rather, for Vale of Pnath, map number 3 in this series. Any crazy picks, you think?
I think we're going to get another Keel from Cypher. I suspect Galena will be out for both players. Ranger at the beginning for the 2 of them, definitely expected. I'm curious about av3k's pick. Okay, never mind. We're going to get BJ from Cypher. That's an interesting pick. And he is going to go for Death Knight at the end, as he did before. So no Keel pick. We're going to get double Death Knight on this. There's a lot of sort of choke points, tight corridors, and things like that. So trying to increase your flame strike accuracy, you give yourself some chances for that. I do really like, I believe it was av3k who had the Galena. If you start putting those totems on the teleporter exits, you kind of force your opponent to take a different avenue in order to clear the mines, the totems on the map.
Yeah.
And that's something that Cypher doesn't have. So instead of that, he's gone for that extra burst fire DPS with the Blaskovitz. And so we'll see if that's going to be something that can turn it around into his favor.
Yeah, I'd like to see av3k use those totems on upper telly, of course, and then the jump pad, and then just take upper control. And then from there, really, it's pretty easy to keep map control. But
I want to see av3k use it first, Galena first. On my screen right now, it does show he's going to be doing that. Guys, I think we can jump into game now. This is the tiebreaker map between the Nyemega players. It's av3k and Cypher. Winner is going to day 2. The loser goes to the lower bracket to fight again.
Ooh, and the initial push from Cypher is strong here as the Flame Strike comes out. av3k throwing down that totem. Nail gun is not strong enough, and Cypher will be able to LG him down in that rail room. av3k will spawn right onto the Death Knight, trying to find Cypher. He knows he did decent damage. Here's a little bit of LG tickle followed by Tribolt.
I like that Cypher just backed away there. He's like, if he just drops down and goes to the Flame Strike, I'm a dead man. I've just got to give up that
the
heavy
entire
armor.
map.
Yeah. Oh, this push from av3k. Is he going to continue going into this? He's like, I know your ability's down, but he's checked the wrong side of it, and he's already used his Flame Strike. Again, going for the Tribolt. Both players so weak, but Cypher with the clutch rail. 2 frags up in the first round.
Yeah, av3k getting a little antsy there, doing the Flame Strike around the corner when you should have known that Cypher was going to loop around one of the corners, and instead Flame Strike's down, and now av3k's down onto his last champion here as Cypher commanding lead.
That'll jump through the...
Safely jumps through.
Safely.
Very important to note that.
That's crucial. I wonder if we're going to get some upsets on that part of the map. We see so many brilliant moments.
I mean, I know Jahar's thinking this right now. I've seen a Doom guy miss that jump.
Just to rub salt into the wound.
Cypher trying to stay alive, but the rocket to rail trade, av3k will come out on top. 41 HP, though. Not a lot to work with.
Yeah, I mean, that was an awesome combo. We've got another orb coming up. That heavy's already been taken. av3k is going to have to fade away. Maybe leave that Mega up. Give it over to Cypher, who's just kind of hovering up there. He's got a position where he can spam down to the Tribolt and just clear the zone. Keep it for himself. But the rocket, he looks for the follow-up mid-air. And he's actually stuck in this little cavern. This is a nasty spot to be in. He's low on HP. The rail, I don't know if it did get picked up from Cypher. He's looking for machine gun, but he can't dodge away. There's the rail pickup. There's the round. Cypher in the lead.
I think the tilting point there was when av3k used the Flame Strike prematurely in the rail room there, and yeah, I think it was downhill from there. But again, every round is a new round, new game, new mentality that you need.
Sure. Well, we follow Cypher into round 2. Death Knight off the start. Easy heavy pickup, and he's not going for the rocket straight away or the lightning gun, because you can end up getting, you know, a big battle right off the spawn at the rockets, because it's an important weapon to control on this map. But Cypher opting to maybe take a slower approach to establishing, you know, all the weapons in his control.
Gets in on those rockets now. Needs to be careful though that upper telly is totemed. Wow, what a rocket from underneath.
There's a second totem for Avik, and this is the kind of control. Oh, he walks through it. Why did he do that? The flame strike, but Avik can't retaliate at all.
I cannot believe that worked.
That's insanity from Cypher, but it totally caught Avik off guard because he didn't have a brilliant stack himself. Then the orb comes out, and it's like, get out of here.
He's like, you got lucky on that. Let's even this up and start over because I need a mulligan. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, completely. I mean, at the same time, I gotta say, it's a smart calculation from Cypher, given he knew how much damage he'd done. He knew the items were coming back up. I mean, in hindsight, I really like the play from Cypher, but it looks like pure insanity with no context.
Yeah, just face-checking the totems and then saying, okay, I know how much damage I could take and Mega's going to be up, so I'm just going to go for it. And it worked out, but here's the catch. Oh, Cypher, so much damage from those dual-wield nail guns here, and Avik stuck in a terrible place. A little bit of acid damage, needs to get out of there.
He's got to check that angle once again. Health bubbles have respawned. He's going to get plus 50 HP, and the items are again coming up shortly. He hears them from down below, and is he going to be able to get a view of what's going on up top? No rockets are connecting. He could drop down on this.
And he does, and the orb comes out for the aggressive play, and look at that chase with the LG. Well done by Avik.
Yeah, Cypher getting a little bit in the way just then. If he had the dual wield, maybe it could have been different. Orb. He's going to rocket the floor just to check it. Looked like it was going to hit his torso, that rocket.
Yeah, the follow-up should have been 150 damage, right, Zoot? Because we know who you're rooting for. But Avik playing a great game here, has the Mega, can get in on this heavy again. Cypher moves out from underneath him.
No orb for Cypher, so he just got a 4 for that. I was like, yeah, you take it. I can't do a sort of a cheeky steal. I'll try to get you off the dismount. But Avik's all right with that. No long-range game for him, though, with no rail, but we know he's been really enjoying the tri-bot, sometimes questioning his use of it. What? There was an orb use for Cypher there, and it didn't do anything.
Preemptive use, I think. He tried to get up on that churro and just double-tapped, maybe on accident, I'm not sure, but Dire Orb's going to be down for 15 seconds, and Avik has the Mega, can get the heavy again, and then push aggressively here, knowing that his orb is down. A little bit of a misstep there, but it doesn't look like it'll cost him too much as he'll get back in on that heavy, little bit of tri-bolt spam. And the orb is back up for Cypher, so Avik needs to be careful and wary of that.
Yeah, messy for Avik, to be honest, but he gets out of it still in full control, but knows now that the orb is back up for Cypher. So let's compose ourselves, let's chill out. Got a lead, minute and 45 to burn. We've got a jump in from Cypher. He's not dodged into the Mega yet. There's a rocket into the orb, into the lightning gun. Wow. That's another for Avik. What a combination. I've not seen something like that.
Yeah, he's out there like Muhammad Ali, just hitting him with the 1-2. I like that. Rocket to orb to rocket to rocket to LG. Yeah.
He knocked him into the orb that he fired. I was like, he's going to go and steal that Mega health, but no, that wasn't on his mind at all. That was unreal. We were on Avik once again off the start. He's got to watch out for the flame strike at the beginning of the round. He gives up the rockets, but it doesn't seem to matter. Yeah. Everything for Avik.
Everything is going his way for now. Let's see. The dual wield from
Pop.
Yeah, but doesn't get a lot of damage off of that here, but drops in, gets a little more of a tickle, but still nothing. But now he's caught out, and Avik trying to fight his way out with LG, trying to do the best he can, but it will not be enough, and Cypher will take him down.
Again, that light armor in the enclosure where Avik was, it's a bit of a trapped area. And I know that Avik's kind of weighing up the risks of going in there, but he was stuck there. If he went over to the railgun, there might have been the light armor up over on that side of the map, and you would be able to kind of escape that angle and not be forced into the fight. Oh, the flame strike lands.
So much damage.
And Avik just wrecks him seconds before the item respawns.
And that's got to be so frustrating. But, I mean, it's always dangerous when you're just sitting on an item waiting for it to respawn. You don't want to lay that egg, otherwise that's exactly what can happen.
Completely.
Now trying to defend these rockets here. A little bit of nail damage, good LG damage. Dire Orb comes up for the heavy, but is it worth it here as the chase is on and the LG will take out Cypher as he goes up the jump pad. 2-1 to Avik, and it looks like he might be able to take this.
Oh my god.
Let's see what Cypher has. Can he dig deep?
But why is Cypher orbing up to the heavy? Where's he going to go after that? He's getting chased. He's used the ability. Escape's not an option. His weapon selection wasn't fantastic. He was forced to hit 100% nail gun at that stage. We're going to get Avik again off the beginning, having won the previous round. This time, Heavy goes quickly over to Cypher, and items are less contested. This is a chance for Avik to knock his brethren down into the lower bracket. And
Barely missing that rail.
can also get himself a nice afternoon and evening off here in Bucharest. Top 16 could be his.
He smells it, I believe. A little bit of tri-bolt damage here. As the LG comes out, Flame Strike used prematurely by Cypher just to get a little bit of damage on that heavy, but nothing doing as Avik has a nice fat stack here. Cypher will get in on the Mega. A little bit of LG tickle as he jumps over.
Lovely movement from Avik, actually. I love how I know the moment's gone, but the flames that were on the heavy pedestal, not getting hit by them. He's moving in. He knows the Flame Strike's not up. LG's very, very good for Cypher, and he hits an incredible rail. The totem's going to be up, and this is going to make Avik feel human again.
Safe for the moment. Ooh, but the tri-bolt pushes him off a heavy. He's going to double back for it. He does, and he eats a rail for his trouble. And he's in a lot of it. Both players very weak now. Avik will use that 50 in the rocket room and the 50 in window to stack back up. Safely makes the jump.
I was going to say, Avik, ice cold right now with the 71 BPM.
Yeah.
He sees himself in day 2 already. It's like, man, I'm waiting for day 3.
This is nothing.
That's when my pulse is properly going to go. It's impressive from Avik. Love seeing that heart rate monitor, by the way. It's awesome.
That is pretty a fantastic addition. I love it. Mine would probably spike to 190 just sitting there, but nothing doing as the Flame Strike comes out with a little bit of LG, and Avik needs to be careful. He does have the totem at his disposal, and he actually won't burn too bad. So
I thought he was going to get prodded in the back just then. Great rail. However, he's got loads of healing for himself. 2 totems up. If Avik can keep turtling this a little, then he can maybe build up a good infrastructure with his Galena, get some of that extra healing. He does hit a decent amount of the tri-bolt. He's going to go back into this dangerous area and make sure that he hits as much acid as possible.
just to keep it real, but here comes the 3rd totem now, and he's going to get that overheal.
That's really nice for him to have down there. And if Cypher's not going to clear that and he can get a totem back up, he's got an insanely useful combat totem to use. However, that Death Knight with the Flame Strike can immediately delete like half of Avik's stack, so he's got to be careful of the fights that he picks.
Going back to that slow play that we saw earlier, I like it. Safely makes it through, but the timing's a little off. He gave up heavy. Now he's going to be very early for Mega, and it's up to Cypher to try and punish this as he's making his way back up. Goes up the jump pad. Flame Strike comes out early, and here comes the LG battle. He'll have Mega right next to him, so Avik actually at an advantage, and the Tramampoline of Death dooms Cypher.
That's really, really bad news from Cypher. It's so hard to get off of that bounce pad. If you want to just drop to the ground and go over to nail gun or something, really, really difficult to do. We've got a triple totem stack right there in the same position. Heavy's up in a moment. It's PJ with the dual wield. Avik wants to hold on to it. He's pushing him away with 8 health to go. Avik is a champion away from day 2. It's not over yet.
Again, Cypher orbing up. And Avik, just balls of steel on him to take those fights with the LG dual wield. And he's going to catch him out over the rail here. And could this be it?
Oh, not yet!
Cypher wins it out. 68 HP, relatively healthy, and those totems will go away.
Is Avik going to do it again? I know it's not like a tiebreaker round, but the 2 champion advantage. He is on Death Knight, though.
And a minute, close to a minute left, minute 15 here.
Oh!
Wow! And
Get out!
Yeah, 3-1, the Flame Strike of Death. Again, that Tramampoline.
Cypher's been dying a lot up of that.
Yeah, that is a terrible spot in this map, and you are just doomed. And the flames hit him right in the face, and 3-1 to Avik, and he takes the series.
That's insane, actually.
I mean, I don't want to say I called it, but I called it.
Chuffed with that. Yeah, I mean, spot on, man. It's been a day of upsets as well. We know where to put our money right now.
I don't know if this was as big of an upset, to be fair, but I mean, most people probably had their money on Cypher, except for me, because I'm smart. But, you know, I mean, it was a very, very close series, so well done to both players. And again, Cypher's not out of it. He's going to make a run. He's going to make a run through lowers. We all know that. Right?
Exactly. I'm sure we'll get a glimpse of those brackets very soon. That Death Knight, that was so like stereotypical as a situation in general. I'm just gobsmacked. I think we get joined, and it gives me great pleasure. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to mask it a little bit. Hi, Jason.
It sounded like great pain to me. Like with great pleasure, I have to bring Jason back on the desk. Guys, what a match! First of all, 40. Respect to you. Predicted it right. Zoot, you always seem to predict wrong. I don't know what it is about you.
What?
I don't think he's ever been right in his life, actually,
Yeah.
now that we think about it. Do we have the stats on that? Can we bring those up? No? Okay, I'm getting the word.
Wait,
okay.
I'm getting the stats.
Unfortunately, we don't have those on hand, but that's fine.
But gentlemen, that was honestly an insane match. And the first thing we have to talk about is the discrepancy in style of the Ranger play. So first of all, Cypher playing very, I don't want to say defensively, just playing very freely with it. Seemed to throw it out every time it was, it was up.
Yeah, it's
Someone please make that with the orbs around my hand. But 40, I know you play a lot of Ranger when you stream and you play. Can you kind of talk to us about the difference in styles a little bit here?
So I personally like to use it at more of a DPS kind of a situation like Zoot was referring to, and then what we saw from Cypher was he was using it as a mobility tool, which is also fine, but the problem is he wasn't timing the items properly, and he needed to time them to the second to make that work. So he would throw out the orb and then be like, oh, there's no weapon here, and then he would just have Dire Orb down, and Avik would be like, what are you doing here? And just, get the frag. So
what do you think that is, Zoot? Like, why do you think we saw Cypher go specifically for the mobility versus damage? Because that's an odd thing.
He's always got his own spin on things, right? That's Cypher. He's got an interesting X factor. He does things a little bit quirky, and he often does it brilliantly.
Well, on that note, before you continue, because he was one of the first people to try to make Galena work back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, as well as Slash. So he definitely likes to play his own style. So continue.
No, completely. And going with this mobility, it's also a bit of misdirection that's been added into there, and I think he's maybe looking into it a little bit too much. Sometimes you do just need that burst DPS. Avik is often waiting for him to just use it. So, all right, he's got it down. Now I can really bite. We did occasionally see Avik use it for similar reasons, but overall, I think Avik managed it much better.
There was definitely one point on Corrupted Keep where we saw him take Mega. He actually used the orb to get over towards Heavy the best he could, which is exactly where Cypher respawned back in. So a great understanding of the game. But one thing I want to talk about for Avik is it seemed like when he had control, he just would not lose it. He held on to that as long as he possibly could and really tried to strangle Cypher throughout the match.
Yeah, I really think that he respected Cypher in the positions that he had, the champions that he was using. If he had to drop control, there was an incredibly good reason behind it. It's a fight that he knows that he can't pick, and he's going to wait a little bit later to pick a different fight.
And 40, we did get to see, luckily, some Death Knight towards the end there.
Insane amounts of
I know he's been tweaked, he's been balanced, is the word I'll use for this one. But it didn't seem like it there as you saw Avik on the death trampoline.
Well, he's so dangerous is the problem with Death Knight. And if you get caught out on trampoline, I mean, what else are you going to do? He took 3 fireballs to the face and just got deleted. One thing I want to talk about that Avik was doing really well was the ability to play very silently on some of the maps that we saw and catch Cypher off guard. So he had the timing in his head and he would just path correctly, be very silent. And we actually saw Cypher drop onto his shaft on Blood Covenant, and just absolutely got melted. So I like that play from Avik and being able to kind of pounce on him and not just jump around the map and say, hey, I'm over here every 10 seconds.
I don't want to twist the knife even more into Cypher, but I think there's some big mistakes, especially on Vale. Again, going up the bounce pad, getting caught out by the Death Knight. I mean, it doesn't matter what you go against. Going up the bounce pad, you've got a subpar stack against another player who's going to be ready with whatever weapon it happens to be it the Flame Strike, be it Rockets, LG, you're in trouble. He died there a couple of times on that final round, I think. He dropped down the bounce pad and right back up again. Obviously, that's not deliberate anymore. That's just because you went up at the first place. Any pro will say, bounce pads, that's just don't do it. If you have a feeling your opponent's there, don't do it unless you've got such an insane control advantage that it warrants making an attack then.
Well, especially on that map too. That bounce pad to get towards Mega, you can be knocked back into that so easily and just constantly bounced until eventually you're killed.
Yeah.
But looking at the two players, obviously being teammates, they play twos for such a long time. They're on the same team, same organization. Do you think there was the mind games going on? Because as you mentioned, 40, Avik was playing silent. And we know Cypher likes to move around the map at his own pace very quickly and likes to be aggressive. Do you think Avik kind of used that to his advantage then?
I think he could have, definitely, yeah. And with this win, I think he's going to go to the team and be like, so I'm getting the better contract, right? I'm getting a bigger cut of this, right? I'm just saying. I mean, I took it over Cypher.
It's like a little Hunger Games there for the org. Whoever does the best gets the better. Skosh. Do you think maps played a part in this series with it going 2-1 to Avik, or do you think they're just all generally good on most maps that it wasn't really going to affect them?
It worried me at the beginning that Blood Covenant was so close, and I thought that Avik was going to take it. If I'm honest, the maps, it doesn't really matter the maps too much between the players because it's in their minds at the end of the day. These guys know each other better than they know themselves. But it was definitely a big concern on Blood Covenant for me, which I think you could kind of see it happening. You could read into it a little bit that Avik maybe was going to get the edge by map 2 or 3.
And before we fully talk about Avik and the future of his tournament, I want to talk about Cypher really quickly because obviously, as you mentioned, 40, his name alone, tells you who he is. Everyone knows his name, whether or not they pay attention to Quake or other games. Do you think this is like a typical start for them, for him as a player in this tournament? Because we've casted him so many times, like for the Beat Invitationals, and he always comes out with his guns blazing.
No, dropping a map to Ince, you know, it's no joke to Ince whatsoever. He can play a strong game, but it's definitely, you know, signals that Cypher doesn't want to be giving to the rest of the players in the tournament. He's dropping maps early on, then he drops the series, he puts himself in the lower bracket. No, you expect Cypher to come out guns blazing, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has to shake this off and say, okay, what's done is done. I'm moving forward. I'm going to win everything. Otherwise, if he goes in with this mentality of, I can't believe I dropped maps and I can't believe I dropped the series, like, he's doomed in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
And then looking over towards Avik, I mean, it's not like he's had a sensational posting of results when it comes to Duel. We finished top 8 in Quake Con 2017, top 4 in the Italian Open. Do you think this is just kind of like a new sign of Avik, that he's been really focusing on Duel, especially, as we mentioned, like at the top of the show, that this is a tournament that isn't surrounded or in the midst of team tournaments. It's its own thing, so people have had time to sit there for months and prepare. Do you think this is Avik's like showing of what he can do in Duel?
I think absolutely. Avik can make a real deep run, hopefully. He's flexing those muscles, and I think he could prove a lot of people, maybe not wrong. Again, Avik is a great player, and people don't discount him, but I don't think that people expected that to happen. And going into the rest of the tournament, I think this builds a lot of confidence for him.
And I've got some interesting news for you guys, by the way, because you guys haven't heard about this yet, but I was
Okay.
back at the player area.
Bring it.
So this
Bring
is
it.
something you never would have expected, I'd say, coming into this tournament. So in the winner bracket part of the tournament, we've got CNZ, who beat Kilson, up against Sirius.
He
who
beat
Zron.
Sirius.
No, CNZ against Sirius in the
Oh, okay.
qualifying match in the upper side of the
Sorry
bracket.
for that, just yeah. Oof.
No, but CNZ beat Kilson.
Yeah,
that's
insane.
I mean, Kilson, when it comes to Duel, like, he is a very strong player. And
What's
then
in the water here?
Well, yeah, and then in the lower bracket, funny enough, you have Zron playing against Kilson for elimination.
Wow.
What?
For elimination. So my top 8 is
insane.
already ruined.
Yeah, mine too. I've just noticed on the bracket, Wenger has managed to make it through into day 2 from the winner bracket. So I just want to like give my heartfelt congrats to him, because he's so determined in this tournament, and I know he's been anxious leading up to it, looking to make an impact. So I've just got to say I'm happy for him.
I mean, just look across the board, though. We've got Claws playing against Base. We've got Serious Fan CNZ. At the lower side, we've got Toxic versus Garpy. Garpy, another one of the players we looked at as having a good tournament. On the other side, Agent, I think, did lose out against Daheng. So Daheng is able to make his way through. And you can see in the lower bracket, things are getting intense, because the Zron Kilson match, it's not even a qualifying match. It's just a straight-up elimination match between the two.
What?
Yeah.
How is this happening?
So I'm hoping our schedule picks up so we can fit that game in there, because that would be insane.
Well, I think I saw Razy who beat Dewey. I believe Razy's also confirmed into day 2 as well. Maybe you mentioned that already. That name Rafa down there, I mean, I'm not making fun at all. That looks crazy to me.
I don't want to talk about it. Why did you have to bring that up? Why do you got to bring that up?
I wholeheartedly apologize. I think we may be in for an Ince versus Chain game as well.
I'm
actually.
confused
Really
because
that would be quite off the chain, I think.
Yeah.
In the loser bracket, we've got Dramas against Hell, and they're both not here. So I don't know what happens with that slot. That's a little awkward.
That's fine.
We'll just put it past us. This is a shame. I know that Dramas was desperately trying to get his passport put together for it, so definitely some people who were trying to make it here still. And Hell's always a fun guy to watch, but I think we'll be honest, really the deep run is either already qualified or have been upsetted harshly.
So before we head to a break here, guys, I want to get your, not predictions, but just a little bit, a little skosh